Some people tap their feet, some people snap their fingers, and some people just sway back and forth. I just sort of do them all together, I guess.
And now here is Elvis Presley.
I got news for you, baby.
So excited, I can't wait.
I think Presley was a star.
Well, heard the news.
Oh, he's such a sexy person. He will always be the king no matter what.
Well, the King is coming to Queensland. The Sunshine State has closed a deal to host production of a new Baz Luhrmann film based on the life of Elvis Presley.
Today I can inform the House that the story of Elvis is coming to Queensland.
When acclaimed director and producer Baz Luhrmann asked her to dinner in London last month, she put on her blue suede shoes and negotiated to bring the King to Queensland. The deal was inked this morning, with the biopic to be filmed at Village Roadshow on the Gold Coast.
They really trust us in terms of being able to deliver a blockbuster. So it is really our experience that got us this job.
They say it's now or never, but I say filming will start before the end of the year.
Hollywood legend Tom Hanks has already signed on to play manager Colonel Tom Parker. Baz Luhrmann took to social media to say after 18 months of research, he's now on the lookout for his Elvis. The opposition is calling on the Premier to reveal what tax incentives are on the table for Warner Brothers. Elvis will be in the building, or at least on the soundstage, within the next few months.
Recently, Baz Luhrmann visited Tupelo to interview Elvis's childhood friend Sam Bell. He also posted photos of his visit to Graceland and thanked archivist Angie Marchese and the rest of the Graceland team for their support over the last year and a half of research. The production schedule is expected to be finalized in the coming weeks. Baz Luhrmann is still searching for, quote, an actor between the ages of 19 and 28 who can portray the singer's shy vulnerability, masking his own unshakable faith in his own destiny. End of quote. Anyone who is interested in the role should send photos to elviscasting2020@gmail.com. Hi everybody. In addition to this news, I would like to say that an Elvis biopic faces two dilemmas. The first one is the actor. Do you, for instance, look for a guy who is the spitting image of Elvis, but who is an average actor? Or do you cast a real good actor, but who is a challenge to make him look like Elvis? The second dilemma is the storyline. Do you stick to the real story, or do you use some liberties in your storyline? For instance, I have read that there are about 17 historical movie mistakes in the Oscar-winning Queen movie Bohemian Rhapsody. Despite those mistakes, the movie was a huge success. So first, we have to find out if Baz Luhrmann is making a documentary which is 100% historically accurate, or that he is just making a great movie. This is a story that is going to be continued in the coming months, and as soon as I have more information, you will be the first to know. Goodbye.
This 1976 Lincoln Mark IV two-door coupe was purchased new by Elvis Presley. Ultimately a gift of the car to his friend, Captain Jerry Kennedy of the Denver Police and Vice and Drug Squad.
This car was sold at the Tupelo Car Museum auction for $47,000 on April 27, 2019. Wedding at Graceland with guest star Priscilla Presley will be broadcasted for the first time on the Hallmark Channel on June 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. NBC's All-Star Tribute celebrating the 50th anniversary of the 68 comeback special got its debut in Australia on the free-to-air Channel 9 on Monday, May 20th at 9 p.m. Last month I welcomed the 4,000th subscriber. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I will upload a behind-the-scenes video when I reach number 5,000. A native from Mexico, billionaire David Martinez, sold his copy of the famous painting that Andy Warhol made of Elvis. Warhol made several versions of this painting. Of the 22 extant Elvis works, 11 are in museum collections. Another version sold last May at Christie's for $37 million. The version that was sold by Christie's in New York on May 15, 2019 went for $53 million. Actor, choreographer, director and producer David Winters died on April 23rd in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He appeared in the original Broadway production and the movie version of West Side Story. In 1964, one of his dancing students was Anne Margaret. It was she who insisted that David Winters would choreograph Viva Las Vegas. After Viva Las Vegas, he would choreograph 3 more Elvis movies: Girl Happy, Tickle Me and Easy Come, Easy Go. David Winters was 80 years old. Set for release in September is a book called Elvis Through the Ages, Images from the Hollywood Photo Archives. It promises 100 of the rarest of rare, seldom seen images. However, the cover uses 7 images of Elvis which have been seen zillions of times before. But hey, wait, the guy in the Aloha suit is not Elvis. It's an Elvis impersonator, Sean Clush. Buyers, be aware, as this time it looks like you can judge a book by its cover. Here are the top geographics for last month's report.
Showed you a photograph. There's some old gray bearded men sitting on a bench outside a general store.
The answer to last month's trivia question was that all the 3 songs
But I am ashamed
have men's name in the title. The trivia for this month is: who is the 5th person on stage during the sit-down segment of the 68 comeback special? We have Elvis, Scotty, DJ and Charlie. But who is this man? Place your answer in the comments. Here is the top 3 of highest paid Elvis items at the GWS auction of May 11, 2019 in California. At number 3 is Elvis Presley's Smith & Wesson .38 handgun. Elvis purchased the revolver and had it strapped to his right leg for a while after being attacked on stage on February 18, 1973 in Las Vegas. Sold for $15,000. And at number 2 is the Graceland purchase contract signed by Elvis, Vernon and Gladys Presley. Graceland was purchased by the Presleys on March 17, 1957 for a total purchase price of $90,000. This contract was offered by Tom Morgan Jr. at the auction at Graceland of January 8, 2019, but did not meet the reserve of $25,000. This time the contract was sold for $22,000. And at number 1 is Elvis Presley's personally owned diamond and 14-karat yellow white gold EP nugget ring. This ring was given by Elvis to Jack Leonard, who was an executive of the Las Vegas Hilton. The piece was purchased from Leonard in the winter of 1978 by Gerald Branca and had the piece in his personal collection for over 40 years. There is no letter of authenticity. Sold for $25,000.
The reason it's important because those days, now when Elvis started recording, there'd be no other artists on his records, but this one was before he was even famous. So if you can see there, it says Elvis Presley. Now a lot of people knew who Chet Atkins is. Eddie Fisher was a crooner, and this record was built out specially. There was 3 of them, and this was the one that Elvis was on. After that, that was a no-no. You couldn't make any more like it because he was under new management, under RCA, and that was it. And it never happened again. Now it does, because everything's changed. So that made that record very unique, and it was made in New Zealand, and that's even more unique.
That's all for this month. Hope to see you next time. Until then, have a happy Elvis Presley Day.
You have a happy